Hi everyone, this is Art from Firm Roots Farm. Today I wanted to show you how we plant lettuce seeds. We have a couple different ways that we've done it in the past, but I wanted to show you our two methods using soil blocks and cell trays. So let me show you here our two different types of soil blocks. We have our 2-inch soil blocks and we have our mini soil block. If you come over here, you can see the different blocks here. We have our 2-inch blocks that have a square inside them, and then you can see in the middle there's this hole where these mini blocks actually fit into, and they actually would just slide in just like that. When we do that and take one of those small blocks and stick it inside, we call that potting up. So what that allows these to do is we can plant a lot of lettuce seeds in a very small space. These are 20 little blocks. And those that are good, which hopefully most of them will be, we're able to pot them up once they're germinated and use these 2-inch squares. So let me show you how we do that. So I already have some soil that's mixed in right here. We want the soil to be wet with a lot of water. You need that to be able to make these blocks. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do that. I'm gonna use this 2-inch blocker, and I'm just gonna pack this full of soil here. Make sure it's nice and compact. Make sure it's nice and firm. And you'll have water that actually squeezes out. There is a little bit of practice that's involved in getting the right consistency in this soil. You can see some of that water. Some of it's a little too wet, but it should work just fine. So when you have your soil block ready, you're gonna go ahead and firmly place it on the board. There's a few different ways that you can do this and things you can put it on, but we've been using these open boards here. You firmly place it in, you're gonna see water ooze out, but you press down and you're gonna pull up on this spring and it actually makes these square blocks. So these are our 2-inch blocks. What I was also showing you were these mini blocks. So this is what we use for lettuce because it's a small seed. So I'm gonna fill this one up in this soil as well. And just make sure it's nice and compact. Sometimes we don't get it all in there, but we just want to make sure that we have enough. So you take that in the same way, you just firmly compress it. And as you do it, they pop up just like that. Now each one of these has little dibbles in it where the seed actually will set. And so I'm going to go ahead and plant some of these lettuce seeds. Now, we like to use Salanova seed from Johnny's, and they are actually a pelleted lettuce seed. So if you look at those, most people, maybe you're familiar with it, maybe not. They have a little clay shell on them, so they're really easy to handle this way. So what you do when you plant these, you're just sticking them right in the middle of each of these little dibbles. So now these are ready to go, really. We just spray these down with a little bit of water, which I'll do. Just use a little bit of a mist like that. They are ready to go. We don't even cover these with dirt or anything. We just leave them like that and they will germinate just fine. And once they do that, we'll be ready to pot them up after a few days after they've germinated. And then they will stay in this little 2-inch block here until we're ready to plant them into the ground. Now, part of the reason for using these soil blocks, there's nothing around the edges. So when you pot on here, these roots will continue to grow. So as opposed to using a cell tray, where oftentimes people hear the negative side of cell trays where they just get root bound. So the roots grow down and they just continue to grow and then they circle around. That's really not good for your transplants. What the benefit of soil blocks is that they air prune. So that means the roots grow, and as the roots hit the edge of the soil block, it hits air, and right there, the roots just stay there. They don't continue to grow or wrap around or anything like that. So you get a really nice transplant, and when you plant these into the ground outside, when they're ready, you're just getting a really good start for your plant. So that's the benefit here. The other way we do it, which as we've gotten to do more and more, is we actually use cell trays. So this is a 128 count cell tray, and that's what we plant our lettuces in. I'm just going to move some of this stuff out of the way here, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with soil. So now that I have these cell trays filled with soil, it's pretty simple, and this is what most people are really used to anyway. But you just take some of the seeds, and again, just like we did for the soil blocks, you just put these right into the middle of the tray. And actually, it can go pretty quick once you get into somewhat of a rhythm. So we'll stop there, but that's essentially what you do there. Most people, again, are used to the cell trays rather than using the soil blocks. We started out using soil blocks, we've used cell trays, and so we've done a combination of those, of both of them. We really do like the soil blocks. Just trying to figure out a way, as we do more and more, how do we actually scale this up and do a lot of them, because it does take time, and quite a bit of time, to make all these different soil blocks here. I just wanted to also tell you a little bit about these 2 books that I've used, kind of guides that inspired me to help me as I started to learn more and more about market gardening. Eliot Coleman's The New Organic Grower. If you have not read this, I would highly recommend that you pick this book up. I actually have a link down in the description if you want to click on that there, and it'll take you right to it. I actually do get a small commission if that's something that's of interest to you, to help us out. And The Market Gardener by Jean-Martin Fortier. Goes by JM, so he's somebody else who's really inspiring and has done a whole lot up in Canada to do a lot of the things that we're trying to do here. So thanks for coming along with us. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's actually snowing out as I speak, but it's nice to actually get planting. We need to get going on most of our seeds, not just the lettuces, but we need to get our peppers and our tomatoes and our cucumbers and all of those vegetables going, because we do almost everything by transplant. So we just try to extend that season as long as we can. So we're really excited, looking forward to the season, and we'll keep you posted and updated on how some of these all work. Thanks for watching.